You have done the hard work. You entered the dark room. You cut the toxic friends. You deleted the apps, and you sat in the silence. But now you are standing at the threshold of the door, terrified to walk back out. You feel like a ghost. You stripped away the old paint, but you never applied the new coat. You don't need more time in isolation. You need a launch strategy. This is the rebrand protocol, 4 steps to engineer a new identity that the world has no choice but to respect. Step 1. Enclothed Cognition, the costume design. You cannot act like a new person if you are still dressed like the old one. If you are rebranding as an entrepreneur, but you are still wearing the hoodie you wore when you were playing video games 12 hours a day, your brain is confused. You are sitting in the cockpit of a fighter jet wearing pajamas. Of course you can't fly. The protocol. You need to design the avatar of the new you today. Ask yourself, what is the silhouette of the person I am becoming? Does that person wear oversized, hiding the body clothes? Or do they wear fitted, structured fabrics? Do they wear bright colors that demand attention? Or monochromatic black that commands authority? You must upgrade your wardrobe before you have the success to justify it. You don't dress for the job you have. You dress for the neurochemistry you want. When you put on the jacket, you are telling your amygdala, we are in professional mode now. Step 2. The Linguistic Override source code rewrite. Once the costume is set, we must upgrade the software. We need to rewrite your dialogue tree. The words you use literally shape your cognitive ability to perceive options. The old you has a script. It is filled with passive, apologetic, and weak language. I'm trying to quit sugar. Sorry I'm late. I can't afford that. These words are cages. Trying implies failure is an option. Can't implies you are a victim of circumstance. To rebrand, you must forcefully overwrite these defaults with agency language. The protocol. We are deleting 3 specific phrases from your source code starting right now. Deletion 1. I can't. I can't is a restriction. It means you want to, but you aren't allowed. It requires willpower. I don't is an identity. It means I am not the type of person who does that. It requires 0 willpower. From today on, you never say I can't, you say I don't. I don't drink on weekdays. I don't check email before 10 a.m. Deletion 2. Sorry. Unless you actually hurt someone, delete this word. Stop saying sorry for being late. Say thank you for waiting. Stop saying sorry for rambling. Say thank you for listening. Sorry lowers your status and signals submission. Thank you maintains your status and signals gratitude. Deletion 3. I guess and I think. Stop softening your statements to make other people comfortable. Be declarative. This is the plan. I am doing this. Change the words and you change the reality. Step 3. The Stranger Protocol beta testing. Now you have the look and you have the script, but you are not ready to launch this to your friends yet. The code is still buggy. You will feel awkward. You will stutter. If you try to debut the new you to your family or friends, they will laugh. They know the source code. They remember when you were afraid of the dark. Their skepticism will crush your confidence before you even start. So we need a sandbox environment. We need to beta test your personality on people who have no baseline for who you used to be. We need strangers. The protocol. For the next week, every interaction you have with a stranger, a barista, an Uber driver, a cashier, is a simulation. These people are NPCs, non-player characters, in your training ground. Walk into a coffee shop you've never been to. Wear your new Enclothed Cognition outfit. Use your new agency language. Hold eye contact longer than you normally would. Speak with a volume that feels slightly too loud. If you mess up, who cares? You will never see them again. Observe how they react to you. Do they treat you with more respect? Do they move out of your way? When you realize that strangers believe your performance, you will start to believe it too. You are collecting data points that prove the new identity is valid. Build your confidence in the shadows of anonymity before you bring it into the light of intimacy. Step 4. Social engineering the reintroduction. There is a mistake almost everyone makes here. They make an announcement. They post on Instagram, I'm taking a break to find myself. Or they tell their friends, I'm going to be different from now on. Do not do this. Announcing your plans triggers a psychological trap called social reality. When you tell people your goal, your brain releases the dopamine as if you already achieved it. It satisfies the hunger, and you lose the drive to actually do the work. Furthermore, announcements trigger defense mechanisms in your friends. If you say, "I'm changing," they hear, "You guys aren't good enough for me." Instead of a grand opening, you need a soft launch. The protocol: when you come out of the dark room, do not flood your schedule. Remain scarce. When you finally see your friends, do not talk about your transformation. Be the new you, but don't explain the new you. If you ordered a soda every time you went out for dinner for 10 years and suddenly you order sparkling water, they will ask, "Why aren't you drinking?" The old you would explain, "Oh, I read this book, and I'm trying to be healthier." That is seeking validation. The new you simply says, "I just didn't feel like it today." Mystery creates authority. Let them wonder, let them gossip. He seems different. She looks better. Let them come to their own conclusion that you have changed. When they decide you have changed, they believe it. When you tell them you have changed, they doubt it. The rebrand is not a one-time event. It is a daily maintenance of the signal. You have the costume design. You have rewritten your linguistic script. You have beta tested the new you. Now you must simply refuse to break character. The world is going to try to hand you your old script. They will try to put you back in the box that makes sense to them. Do not let them. If you are ready to engineer the next phase of your life, make sure you are subscribed. We are building a community of architects, not victims. And if you find that despite all this, despite the wardrobe change, despite the new script, you still feel physically stuck, if you feel a paralysis in your chest when you try to take action, then the problem is not your mindset, it is your nervous system. You are stuck in a freeze response. I broke down the biology of exactly why that happens and how to thaw it out in this video right here. Click here, and I'll see you in the next session.